And we are live. Hello, everybody. Hello, Rachel.
Hey, how are you? Good morning from Spain, from Lanzarote. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Beautiful. So, I asked you to join me today. I have a class starting in about 2 hours, and the class is about money, business, and profit. And it's really about knowing that you can gift something to the world, that you are a contribution, and that you can gift a different energy to the world. And it's about valuing that contribution. And so I invited you to have a chat about this because you're one of the people that I saw went from not recognizing the gift and the contribution you are, and then stepping into becoming this like massive contribution everywhere you go, you be that gift. And so what did you change? Because you've done the business, you've done all the business done different classes, since you've been creating and working with me. Now, of course, everyone knows we're also married. And so I've seen you like transform in every moment by coming out of what you have to get, that transaction reality, by choosing to be, what can I contribute here? What gifts have I here that's going to create greater for this person?
Hmm. Yeah. And I get like that's like the main part, like acknowledging that you can be a contribution. And I get in this reality, like there are so many rules and so many structures that you can think, or you may bought the point of view that you are not a contribution, or if you're going to be a contribution, like it have to be this like very big significant thing. And like I had so many point of views before I started to use the tools of Joy of Business about, if I'm going into the business, like what is that look like? What does that mean? What I have to do? What I need to have? And like there's all of these structures that I bought into and trained into that was, I'm gonna say, limit the contribution that I could be to people.
And that's actually what they're set up to do. And so for people watching and they don't know what a structure is, what do you mean by a structure?
A structure is non-changeable. A structure is, this is the way it is. This is always the way we done it, and that's all. Like there's no other possibility exist. It's not changeable. It's not malleable. It's this solid thing. And
We call it messed reality, and it messes you up.
exactly. And especially like if you are this person that are not able to function well with structures, and if you know that, and you like to move, like, and I get like that's the one of the other abilities that I have, and you supported me massively in the over the 5 years that we are together, that like moving things, like because with the structure it's, there's not much movement going on.
No, there's not.
And for me, like when things are not moving, I get super bored and I lose interest very quickly. And like for me, the business money and profit class and the Joy of Business tools like really supports you to generate in a way that's fun for you and actually works for you, that makes you enthusiastic to be alive. And I get like that's one of the part that I really enjoyed and loved, because like when it comes to business in this reality, there is this, I'm going to say, strong point of view that when it comes to business, like there's no fun, like that's where the fun ends.
Yeah.
It's all about like you have to get the money, and that's where is your main focus should be. And for me, I was like, that's like, for me, like if the only target is money, like that doesn't intues me. I'm like, okay, I actually prefer not to go in that journey. And like with the joy of business, it's like, hey, actually your business is your life. And it was this beautiful invitation of going, hey, actually, when you do choose what's light for you, when you choose what makes you joyful to be alive, like that's actually where you can generate the most business. And for me, that was a worth quest to take. And I was like, I love this. I would love to go on this
You
journey.
did. Yeah. You
And
loved it. You loved it. I remember you taking your first business done different class,
hmm,
calling me up and being like, how come I wasn't educated about this, how come I wasn't educated about business is about choice and the movement of choice in regard to what you can contribute to make the world a greater place to live.
hmm,
It's just, and the thing about it, you said something brilliant. We talk about generosity of being in the money business and profit class, and you said business per this reality is about transaction reality, which is I get your money, give this to get this to get, and so what we are capable of, and I'm talking about humanoids. There are two species on our planet, humans and humanoids. This is not to create separation. This is just to acknowledge the difference in functionality. Okay, and so humanoids actually really enjoy caring for people, and they really enjoy looking after people. They just love it. And when that gift is received, it lights us up. And so when Troy said change has to be occurring, he's talking about we've got to, for him, it's got to move towards more ease, more peace, more joy, more communion, more contribution. And really, what the money business and profit is, and joy businesses, is a contribution revolution. It is saying, come away from, that what you have to get, what you have to take, and come into being the gift that receives.
hmm. Yeah, and we all have this natural capacity to gift, and
Yeah,
most of us have been dismissing that, or we don't value it because it's just too easy for us.
easy.
And we go, oh, like that was too easy. Like I cannot turn that into a business, or like that was like so much joy. So I'm
Yeah,
not able to like create a business out of that. But what if what brings you joy is where the most money for
yeah,
you?
yeah.
And for me, like that was such a beautiful invitation, because everybody in the past would invite me saying, oh, like you have to choose something that's hard, you have to choose something that you are going to challenge you, and not challenge you to get more creative and more generative, but challenge you in a way that's not generative. And for me, like when you hear that, I get, after like so many times in a certain point, like you're really starting to believe in it, or you buy into it. And that was the case for me. And I'm so grateful that I was actually somewhere in the world, like Simone Molasses, like getting this information out there and going like, hey, actually business can be fun. Like it can be joyful, it can be light, and it can be this adventure that's keep gifting. And I know, like with you, like working with you over the years, like you have been like the being in business gifted you so much. Like you, like even through the business that we get met with each other and married with
I
each other.
know. I'm having a moment. I didn't expect this, but I'm tearing up. Um, and when you talked about Simone Milas's, in case people don't know this, I walked into a business done different class in 2013 in London, which is 12 years ago. And Simone said, who in here is capable of contributing? And my hand shot up. And she said, what if that's business? And so I had spent my whole life like working different jobs. It was super generative, it was super creative. And always it was like, slow down, Rachel, or, you know, fit in some way. And I thought I was bad at business because I'm crap at judgment. Okay. But I was brilliant at contributing, supporting, you know. And when Simone, she literally took any frame that I had around business or anywhere that I put business in a box and just shattered it. Like
Mm.
literally with one word, with one word, contribution. And so thank you so much for always reminding me of what has been gifted to me since starting Joy Business, because Joy Business is a gift. It is an energetic gift of a different future. You know, it is a source for creating a different future. And I am wildly committed to getting this work out into the world. And one of the things that I found, and I hope you're okay with me saying this, Troy. So the people that think they are the most fucked up, or there is something radically wrong with them, are the ones that are like so different that they are capable of so much contribution. And because they don't fit into the structure and the judgments and the way we're supposed to do it, you know, they make so many decisions, judgments, conclusions about that their functionality doesn't work. And what I've seen is everything is the opposite of what it appears to be. Nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. In fact, it's the opposite of what it appears to be. People like me who walked into that class being like, there's something wrong with me. No, there's not something wrong with me. There is a strongness in what I am aware of. And when it's nurtured, you said something brilliant. When it's nurtured and supported, which I know for me, I did require, thank you, Simone Miller says, I love you. I did require that nurturing and that loving support to get me to acknowledge that I was aware of something greater that can be brought to our world and can exist for mankind, so that we can have a kinder, more expansive world with business.
Yeah, yeah. And especially if you're listening this to now or in the future, and as Rachel said, like if you're thinking there's something wrong with you, there a good chance that you just haven't been given the tools for you to create the possibilities that is available and possible for you. And for me, that is the gift of the Joy of Business, the business and different classes, the business money and profit class. Rachel's actually going to start less than 3 hours.
Two,
In
isn't it? 2 hours. 2 hours.
2 hours. And like it's such a great way to come on, like clear all of the point of views, the miseducation that you bought that actually is not working for you. And like if you are in a stage of your life, you're like, oh, I have to actually do something that I hate to make money or generate money in your life, like we're here to tell you you don't. You actually
Yeah.
can have a business or a job that you love, that you are naturally talented at, that makes you money, that's super easy for you. And like for some of you, it can even be that you already own that job, but you are trying to make things hard. Like I remember having a conversation with one of the person that attended my class, and she would literally like have this totally ease day, and then in the
Yeah.
end of the day she'll go, oh, like I don't feel tired, or I don't feel exhausted, so let me stay more hours. And she would stay like a couple of more hours until she's
Because it's
tired.
too easy. Because
Yeah,
it's too easy.
it was too easy for her. And then like she would go, okay, now like after 2 hours she would be exhausted, and she'd be okay, now I'm done, like I can go home now. And it
Which is a
just
structure of business. That's a structure of business. I must prove the intensity of tiredness to prove that I have done work, whereas actually what you're capable of, you're so fast and so quick, and you haven't been educated on your functionality, then you dismiss it. It's completely missed, you know.
Yeah. So if you know that you require some tools and support to, because there was a phenomenal manual, like it's a manual that actually you can
70
like,
pages. I actually
yeah,
have it open. I have it open. I'm reading the generosity of spirit right now from it, and there's like all these little work, what would you call them, tools to play with, like practice having gratitude when money comes in, practice having gratitude when you open the door for someone or you gift someone a different possibility. You know, it's such a beautiful manual, and
yeah,
I guess.
absolutely.
And the other thing in this is, I'm going to say something that might be quite disrupting. It's, one of the things that I look at every day is what legacy would I like to bring to the world? Like when I die, what will people remember me for? And one of the things that Joy Business has gifted to me, and Troy has been a witness to this, is yesterday I talked to my son, and he now is a football coach in Toronto. Like he actually is living the dream. He's working in football. And when I got, this is the part that blows my mind, when I cleared all my viewpoints in regard to me being in business, I'm not good enough, blah, 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 blah. It not only trickled out to everyone that knows me and everyone that I facilitate, but my three kids now have a different reality, two of them living in Toronto as football coaches, doing what they love, getting up in the morning and saying, hey, I get to work in football. So it's like, and that for me alone, that legacy of actually, I was the one who said, no, you can actually do what you love and bring and receive money for that gift, that natural gift that you be. You don't have to learn it. It is something that you can, of course, develop the capacities and the abilities with. It is a natural gift of your being. And that really is the joy of business. It's about being you. And being you is probably one of the most undervalued, and yeah, it's one of the undervalued. Yeah. What was it?
Dismissed.
Dismissed. Yeah, for sure. For sure. So if you're out there today and you know that's something that you require, some support, come on. The class starts in 2 hours. Today and tomorrow it's 3 hours, and it's like €350. It's one of the lowest prices in business classes. And yet it's like it's wild. I'm just absolutely in love with this class. And my point of view, I would love everyone in the world to know that money doesn't have to be a problem when you contribute what your natural gifts are and you're willing to receive money from them, which can be an issue for a lot of people. When you're willing to make your contribution valuable, then living becomes way greater.
Yeah. How does it get any better than this? So if this lights you up and you know there's something there for you, come join us. And how does it get any better than this?
Beautiful. And thanks for coming on, and thanks for being in the background and with me. Like what I mean by that is myself and Troy will have discussions in regard to what we want to create. And so having someone that supports you, I would say, is
Gold.
Vital. Gold. Yeah. And vital. Yeah.
It is.
Exactly. Thank you for being my biggest cheerleader. And I'm very grateful for you. And thanks for everyone who listens to this information. What legacy would you like to bring to the world? When you die, what will people remember of you? It's a big one, but why wouldn't you look at it?
And what will you remember of you?
Well, yeah. And that's every night when you go into bed, what will I remember of me today? Beautiful.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for being in my life, and thank you so much for all the support and contribution that you are to my life too. And
I'm a great cheerleader for people. It's one of my superpowers. Yeah, totally. All right.
Beautiful.
I love you. Mwah.
Love you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
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 Come join us.